everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie and I've got some super cute spring Easter decor for you. Want to see how I made these? Just keep watching. First DIY, I'm using Dollar Tree plastic Easter eggs. These napkins, also from Dollar Tree. Mod Podge, Waverly chalk paint in white. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm using 6 plastic Easter eggs. You can do more or less if you want to, but I'm doing 6, and the first thing we're going to do is put them on skewers, and we're going to do 2 coats of white paint. No, 1 coat. Now I should have done 2 coats of chalk paint on these eggs, but I only ended up doing 1, and yeah, it ended up being fine. It was okay. Once I am done painting the egg, I'm using the floral foam to stand these eggs up so they can finish drying. Now that I've got my eggs all painted white, the next step is to take a napkin from this pack, and I chose this pack because of the butterflies and the pretty flowers. I had gotten this idea off of Pinterest. This was this really super cute idea. Anyway, so you're going to unfold your napkin, and then in one of the corners you're going to basically tear the 2 pieces of napkin apart so that it's 1 ply. This will kind of help make the Mod Podge, you know, stick to the paper and the egg. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to go in with my scissors, and this is a very tedious step, but I'm cutting out all the butterflies and flowers that I want for this project. Now that I've got all my pieces cut out, it's time to use the Mod Podge. And I'm just taking my paintbrush, and I'm just picking a spot on the egg, and I'm just applying a thin coat of the Mod Podge, and then I'm just going to take that big butterfly, and I'm just going to gently press the butterfly down and smoothing it out with my finger. And you really do need to be gentle with this step because the paper might tear. And there goes my egg wobbling around. So yeah, and with a big piece like this, I do go in with my scissors to kind of clip it so that it actually, like, you know, hugs the egg a little bit better, if that makes sense. So yeah, just gently pressing with your finger and just letting that Mod Podge stick. And then once you do have your piece on there, then I do another thin coat of Mod Podge on top of that. And then I just continue this step with the rest of the egg, and actually all the eggs, really. And y'all, I would really like to take this time to ask if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I would really love for you to join my channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. Hit that like button, and don't forget to share with your friends and family. Okay, so while those eggs are drying, we are temporarily going to move into the next project. I have this sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to rip the ribbon off, and then I'm going to use my sanding sponge and sand all of that glitter off so that the Mod Podge can stick to it a lot better. Once that is all sanded down, I have this scrapbooking paper I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And I am just going to basically make sure that these pieces will both fit on the paper itself. And I probably should have cut the paper in half, but I didn't, so, you know, whatever. So yes, they fit, hooray. And I'm just going to go in with a light coat of Mod Podge on both of these, flip them over, put them on the paper, and then just let them hang out to dry. Okay, like I said, temporary, right? Okay, so now we're moving into the next DIY, and I'm going to use these Dollar Tree coasters. I have 5 of them. One of them ended up breaking, and so that's cool. We're just going to use some Dollar Tree super glue, and guess what? We're just going to glue that sucker down, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and yeah, when I close this up, I actually smeared it with my finger to seal that, and yep, I used my finger. From this point on, I pretty much had super glue all over my hands. So I'm just going in with a little bit of E6000 because I really do want this to last a lifetime, and some hot glue. And I'm just putting that glue on the edge of the coaster. I used that broken one for the bottom piece because that just, you know, seemed right to me. And then I'm going to take another coaster and I'm going to sand it upright on the side. And while that is happening, I'm basically going to do the same thing to the opposite side. And y'all, I just want to give credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this DIY myself. Jessica from Measure and Mix came up with this DIY. She is super talented. I love watching her. You need to check out her channel. I'm going to leave her channel at the description box down below, and you can see how she did hers. Okay, so now that we got all of our sides up, this is how cute it looks. And so we're just going to move on and make our stand using some Jenga blocks. This is my little twist to it. So I basically have 8 Jenga blocks. I've got 4 sets of 2 being super glued end to end, and then I have 4 sets of Jenga blocks that are going to be glued together back to back, if that makes any sense. So the ones that are glued from end to end are going to be your sides around the base of the stand, and then the ones that are glued back to back are going to be your legs. Yeah, so for real moment right there, oh, look at that. Okay, I seriously had super glue stuck to my fingers, and for a moment I kind of panicked because it was stuck to that little tube, and that kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie, that was, yeah, and I had super glue on my fingers for like the rest of the night, and I think I might even still have a little bit on my fingers. But yeah, no worries. So just super glue those back to back. Those are going to be your legs. I wanted them to be a little thicker than just having one Jenga block, because these coasters, when you have 5 of them together like this, they're actually kind of heavy. So yeah, so definitely want to double up on that. All right, so after your 10 minutes is up, because it takes that long for the glue to dry, I went in with my sanding sponge and some glue that kind of like seeped in through the cracks. I just sanded that off, and those Jenga blocks there kind of like stuck to my work surface. So guess what? Sanding paper actually takes that off. So yeah, once you get all that done, then I went in with my Waverly Antique Wax paint, and I just did one light coat on all of these pieces. So I wanted to have a darker wood stain, and I think these turned out so good. Okay, again with the E6000 and hot glue, we're just going to glue our sides down. So I'm just putting some on the edges of those coasters there, and just going to apply the sides. Do this with all four sides, and then once you have that done, you're going to do the exact same thing with the legs. Okay, once you have your stand assembled, then it's time to just go ahead and add that floral foam. And I've got some reindeer moss that I just kind of threw in there. I didn't bother hot gluing it, so it's cool. And then I just have a few Dollar Tree flowers that I had picked up, and I'm just going to go ahead and use my wire cutters to clip off the flowers, stick them where I want them, and then decorate with my eggs that I had made earlier. Going back to our first project, here's how the eggs turned out. So I'm just taking them off the skewers and then just placing them in the planter, and then just moving them around and playing with them until I have them sitting the way I want them to. Okay, so we can't forget about this DIY. So I'm just going to go here and cut that paper off, and then go in with my sandpaper, and I'm just going to go around the edges. But this step, you want to sand away from you. You don't ever want to sand towards you, because you might lift the paper up. But this will actually help you sand that paper off and have a nice clean edge. And this is really nice because I really like the scalloped edges on these pieces. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is go in with this pink chalk paint, and I have these circles from a previous DIY. They were from like these shadow boxes, and anyway, I think it took about like 4 coats to hide those letters. So I just go ahead and paint those pink. Next, I'm going in with that elephant chalk paint, and I'm just going to pretty up those scalloped edges and give it a little bit of a distressed look. Then I do the exact same thing with those pink circles. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm trying to practice writing my letters. Y'all, I don't have the prettiest handwriting, and so I like to use stencils a lot, but I really do appreciate like handwritten stuff on projects. So I'm trying to practice, and then once I've got it figured out, then I just go ahead and apply it to the project. And then when I'm done with that, I go back in and use some elephant chalk paint and paint it. So I painted on here, if you could tell, the hunt is on, and I just thought that sounded so cute and kind of went perfectly because we seem to have like this egg theme here with these projects. So I really like the idea of like, you know, like the Easter egg hunt is on. Get it? Yeah, it's cute. So the next thing to do is just hot glue those circles onto my project and easy peasy done. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do is I thought about making some bows to go with this, and I was going to use the original ribbon that came with the Dollar Tree project piece, whatever you want to call it, but I didn't know if I really wanted to keep the bows or not, so leave a comment down below and let me know if you think the bows should stay or not stay. I don't really know, but anyway, moving on. And really the only last thing to do here is just hot glue some jute twine to the back of this, and then this project is done. Yeah, I think this turned out really cute, and it's just using crafting supplies I already had on hand, so that was kind of awesome. I didn't even have to go out anywhere. And this is how all three of those DIYs turned out, and I absolutely adore these. I think these turned out so good. I'm so happy with them. Again, with the planter, with the coasters, big shout out to Jessica from Measure and Mix. Go check out her channel as soon as you're done with this one, and leave her a comment and tell her I sent you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around this long, I really do appreciate it. I hope you consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that like button. And does anybody else feel like they need to get their Easter DIYs like done in a hurry, because Easter is coming fast? All right, y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Stay safe. Bye.